So one of you guys asked me just recently what I think the top 3 skills to practice that are going to make you faster are. Now, there's a million things that you need to do to get quicker. One of them is ride your bike, obviously. 2 is not crash too often, or try not to crash too often. But on a serious note, my absolute top 3 starts with the one thing that I'm always telling everybody to do, and I'm always razzing people up that won't do them, and you know, just having fun with it. I'm having fun with it and trying to get people more into it. And don't take yourself so seriously. Cutties. Do some cutties. So a lot of people can do cutties, a lot of people can't. The act of a cutty is exactly the technique that you need and the skills that you need to acquire in order for you to be able to corner more confidently and more efficiently. So faster, less dragging the brake. The basics of cornering is brake before the corner, obviously. Look through the corner and try and catch a little bit of backside. So turn your berms or your corners into rollers on their side, which leads me into the next number 2, which we'll get to in a minute. Let's not get too carried away. But cutties, 100% cutties. I've done videos on them. I'll link my video to my cutty tutorial in the description. But cutty. Practice your cutties. Find a gravel walkway or path or whatever, somewhere loose-ish where you can left and right and find the edge of the grip. So I won't go too deep into the description of cutties, but check out my video. Link will be in the description. That'll tell you exactly how to go about it. And if you think I'm not clear enough on that video, holler at me. Tell me on that vid, and I'll make another one and see if I can project it a little bit more clearly, a little bit more simple to understand or whatever. Number 2, pumping and jumping. Looking for backsides. So heavy on the backside, light on the front side. So if you got a roller, you're coming in and you go up, down. You want to be light on the way up, so you're not having any of that earth pushing you away while you're trying to go this way. So you want to go up, over, be as light as you can, and then as soon as there's backside, you need to be as heavy as you can. So that timing, you can only learn that timing through practice. So pumping and jumping. So pump tracks and BMX tracks are your absolute best friend in this situation. Once you can improve on your timing with pumping and jumping, they kind of both work in unison. If you're a little bit scared of getting in the air, forget the jumping, just pump. Just go somewhere where you can pump. And you can go to places with tabletops. Obviously not doubles, but tabletops definitely. BMX tracks are perfect. And just pump. Eventually, you're going to almost accidentally develop enough confidence to jump anyway. You'll just find yourself, I jumped that. Whoops, cool. Work on that. You know what I mean? Then you can kind of progress from there. You've already got a little jump under your belt. So step by step. And again, I've got another video of jumping, so I'll link that in the description, pumping and jumping. It's one I made not that long ago, actually, out at Gawler BMX track. Wicked spot. Gorham BMX track, Hallett Cove BMX track. You've got Craigmore or Blakeview pump track. You've got Brighton pump track. This is all just in Adelaide. You've got Cobblers Creek pump track. You've got Cross Keys. Oh no, you can't really go to Cross Keys publicly. You've got to be you got to be a member. Teachery Gully BMX track. Happy Valley. They're everywhere. They're absolutely everywhere. You've probably got a BMX track near you, somewhere with rollers. But anyway, jumping and pumping. Improve your timing. You're going to improve you're going to minimize the amount of time that you're leaving on the hill. You're going to be a little quicker out of every corner. You're going to be a little quicker off the back of every roller. And you're going to be a little quicker off the back of every backside of a jump. So instead of just landing like a passenger and then getting on with things again, you can actually land forcefully and give yourself a little bit more hoop, a little bit more press out of the corners and out of the landings of jumps and whatnot. So that's 2. And number 3 is off camber cornering. So kind of similar idea with the cutties. It's very, very, very similar, but different stimulus. You got to be somewhere where there's a flat or an off camber corner, or preferably a set of flat or off camber corners. So you can truly practice that technique of, instead of trying to lean your body over and leaning the bike over, you want to lean the bike over and turn your body. So if I'm on the bike, I'm not trying to go like this when I go around corners. I'm trying to go like this. I'm trying to turn, basically pointing my belly button and my whole body into the direction that I want to go around those turns. If I can set up like that, I'm already basically twisting the bike just with my body. And then leaning the bike over naturally creates a turn as well, a carve as well. So if I lean the bike over and stay upright, stay on top of the bike and turn, I'm putting pressure still vertically down on the tyres, even though the tyres are leant over, my body's still vertical on top of that. So maximizing grip and also maximizing the influence of changing direction. So Cutties, absolute number one, Cutties. Pumping and jumping, BMX tracks, pump tracks, wherever you can. Even just curbs, drive people's driveways, bunny hop and try and time so you can land on the back of that curb and pump, push. Figure eights in the street, same story. Figure eight, if you can carve, or even just lefts and rights in the street, you just carve, flat street or slightly uphill or slightly downhill, whatever, but just carve left and right, and you'll start to feel when you unweight and you weight at the right time, you will get a little boost. And on a flat road, if you can pump well, you'll be able to pump forever. You won't need a pedal. Once you get up to speed, you can maintain that speed through simply pumping, simply getting your timing right. So pumping and jumping is all about timing. Everything on your bike is all about timing, really, but that is where you'll be able to hone your timing pretty much to a T. BMX tracks, jumps. City dirt has great intermediate jumps now. So the BMX track that they used to have there was really, really cool, really handy, good for sprints, good for learning how to jump. These new jumps are kind of another level up, but don't be too scared of them. You can always roll over them. Don't worry about who's watching. We all get carried away with, oh, they're watching, I'm going to be more nervous and I won't be able to ride well. Like, just force yourself to relax into it. Forget about what everybody else is doing. Everybody started at the start. Everybody. It doesn't matter who you name. The best rider on the planet started at the start. He wasn't talented until he learned talent, until he developed talent. People go, oh no, but he's just talented. They just work harder. It's as simple as that. Troy Brozzo, Loic Bruni, they just work harder. They work harder and more often, and that's what talent is. Talent is just heaps and heaps and heaps of passion and desire to achieve what you want to achieve, and eventually they get it. So some people it's easier than others, but don't be scared to work hard. Don't be scared, and don't be scared to look goofy or unco, because it's the only way to get better. Practice makes better. Perfect practice makes perfect. So we got Cutties, we got jumping and pumping, and off camber corners. Practice your off camber corners. Baby steps. Baby steps. Don't go in too hard and make mistakes all the time. Just apply the technique and work on it. Apply the technique until it doesn't feel alien anymore. Because it will, if you're not good at it and you're not good at applying that technique, again, there's going to be a link to the video in the description. If you're not good at applying that technique, you've got to practice it. You can't go in fast because you're going to default. As soon as you're going faster than you're comfortable with into a corner, you're straight away going to default. You're going to whichever way you've been doing it forever. And that's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to acquire a new skill. So go in slower, apply the skill until it becomes natural. And trust me, it's not going to come natural quickly. It's not. I've been trying forever to improve my riding, and sometimes I'm not on it. Sometimes I'm not quite on it. But most of the time, if I'm conscious and I start right, and that's another thing, starting your rides properly. So when I go for a ride, almost every time, 99.999% of every ride I've gone on, and you can ask anyone that rides, and you guys know, the people who've ridden around me know, I love to do cutties and wheelies. So I'll be doing cutties, wheelies, pumping, jumping, bunny hopping. I'll do all of that before I even get on a trail, because I want to warm up and I want to feel flowy. I want to feel good. I want to feel like I'm in control. I want to feel like I'm loose and my timing's good, and I'm using the skills that I've tried to spend so much time acquiring. So cutties, pumping and jumping, and off camber corners. They're your top three. And on a side note, always warm up before you ride. Always get in the groove, figure eights, hopping, bunny hopping. And that's another one. If you don't know how to bunny hop yet, let's make it 4. Let's make it top 3 plus 1. If you don't know how to bunny hop yet, practice bunny hopping. Put something on the ground and hop over it. Keep going until you stop breaking whatever you've put on the ground. Put something expensive on the ground. That way you'll learn quicker. Don't put your kids on the ground. Don't try and bunny hop your pets or anything like that. Just put something on the ground and bunny hop it. And eventually you'll learn the timing and the rhythm that it takes to bunny hop. Maybe I'll do a separate video on bunny hopping as well. I don't think I've done one of them yet. So basic skill, but it needs to be acquired in order to be able to execute it properly. So there you go. There's your top 3 plus 1. I hope it helped. If it didn't, give me a thumbs down. If you liked it, let me know. Links are in the description.